I was talking
Okay,
in
hush,
here.
we're live. We're about to be live.
All right.
Good morning. I'm Charlotte Jones, co-host of the John Telford Detroit Show, coming to you every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock on WJZZ Cool TV. Also streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Dr. John Telford is a former Detroit Public Schools superintendent, a former world-class athlete, conqueror of Olympic champions, a championship track coach, poet, newspaper columnist, a longtime civil rights crusader, and author of 7 books: Creative Insubordination, What Old Men Know, The Will Robinson Story, The Poetic Prancings of Mad John, The Poet Emperor of Earth, and his explosive autobiography, A Life on the Run. Plus, another upcoming poetry book, Athletes, Activism, and Apple Boughs, a Detroit poetic epic. His books are available on Amazon.com or by calling 313-460-8272. That's 313-460-8272. Dr. Telford has been called a legend and also a lightning rod for controversy, a recipient of the City Council Spirit of Detroit Award and the Joe Louis Foundation Spirit of the Champ Award. He was named Wayne State University's Alumnus of the Year, and a Detroit track is named for him. His email is drjohntelfordedd@aol.com. That's dr.johntelfordedd@aol.com. Dr. Telford also has a show on WCHB AM 1340 that airs on Saturdays at 9:30 in the morning and Mondays at 6:30 in the evening. That's on WCHB AM 1340, Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and Mondays at 6:30 p.m. And now, without further ado, I present to you that old native Detroiter, the one and only Dr. John Telford.
Thank you, Char J, a.k.a. Charlotte Jones, author of A Ain't Always for Apple. My name is Detroit. I'm a blue-collar town. Blue salt melts my mid-March snow. Speedy cars and sprinters spring from me. I father fierce fighters in funky music. In a Motown moment, I can spit the blues right back in a bureaucrat's eye. Have you never seen blue salt? No complex chemistry here, only the old color of a new sky. And we've got a new sky dawning over Detroit today because Eric Jones, rapper Eric Jones, young Rado,
Yes.
is in the studio with us today, and we're going to be, I think, hearing some of his music, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm also going to be, Shar and I are going to be interviewing young Rado, and he actually happens to be the son of Char J. So we've got a double connection here. So, but before we interview young Rado, I want to say this. One thing I want to say is we had Sam Riddle on the show last week. You know, he did not get the congressional seat, but he made a run at it. And Sri Tanadar did get the congressional seat.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, we know it. I just heard it on the radio before I came in here. He has won, and he'll be a good representative for us in the 13th district. He's also a friend, you know. So I think that he will be a very good representative. I was not happy, you know, with the other guy who came in second for a whole bunch of reasons, and that I discussed on my radio show Saturday morning and Monday evening, this past Monday evening. But also I want to say, you know, before we do start interviewing young Rado, I'm running for the school board now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running for the Detroit School Board because I figure that we've got to get that reading program fixed. You know, I teach poetry 1 day a week over at Frederick Douglass High School, and I've got 11th graders there who can't read. And when I was at Southeastern last year, I was teaching seniors who couldn't read. The reason why they can't read, well, it's multiple. You know, we've been under emergency management. We're under emergency management for 2 decades, really. But also, the most recent administration needs to make some adjustments in its reading instruction. We've got to get an amalgamation of the Quick to Learn program and the Beyond Basics program, because the Quick to Learn program, which they're not using right now, is better for secondary, and also the Let's Read program that Helen Moore has is better for it's better for elementary, and the Beyond Basics program is better for secondary. So if we use Quick to Learn at the elementary and Beyond Basics at the elementary, and Quick to Learn at the elementary and Let's Read at the elementary and Beyond Basics for secondary, maybe we can finally get this situation fixed. I'll be talking more about that. But Eric, how do you want me to call you? You want me to call you Eric or Young Rado, or how do you want me to address you?
You can just call me Rado.
Call you Rado? Well, okay, Rado. Tell me a little bit. Tell. I mean, your mother already knows a lot about you, but tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm gonna act like I just met him.
All right.
All right. Well, my name is Young Rado. I've actually changed my name, so I'm Young Rado the Godfather, but I'm cool with Rado.
Okay.
Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. A little bit everywhere. I done moved a little bit throughout my life. I speak keeping music. Should I just talk overall?
Do you?
Okay. Well, father passed away recently. Mother's right here. One sister. Her name is Kaisha. That's it. Family of 4. Lived on the east side a little bit. Moved with my dad out more so like in the Harris Township area. I went to a school called Lions Cruz out in Harris Township.
Oh, yeah.
From there, I moved on back to the Detroit area with my grandma. I had a family of 4 kids, 5. One that's an adult. 5 kids. Right now, I have a fiance, amazing fiance. Right now, and I'm doing music. You know. Let me see what else. I got business ventures going on. Planning on getting a couple companies started. As far as one company is going to be the bouncy houses. You know, that's something I want to do. Also, just business ventures. Just trying to put some things together for the future for my family. Yeah, so, but as far as when it comes to music, I've been doing music for over about 27, 28 years now.
You don't look that old.
Thank you.
Been doing music, since you were 2 years old, you've been doing music? No.
Since I was 11 years old.
11 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me invite you to, if you haven't already been invited, to come to the poetry session. Your mother's going to be on the panel.
Okay.
This coming Friday.
I'm there.
Oh, you coming?
I already know about it. I'm there.
Okay, day after tomorrow. I got to get a seat for you then too, because she didn't tell me you were coming. We got to reserve.
That's good to
know. Yeah, we got to reserve some seats.
Well, I didn't know he was coming until the other day.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll get back to get a seat reserved for him too, because we are hosting a truly fine poet, Aurora Harris. Is one of the best poets, living poets in the city of Detroit, to come out of the city of Detroit, and we will be hosting her, and really looking forward to it. So that's going to be Friday, this coming Friday, the 5th of August at 6:00 p.m. In the Detroit Yacht Club, in the sweepstakes room, and I'm sharing this, with listeners too, so they can and watchers, so they can. Mark down that, and if any listeners or watchers are interested in attending this, it's a limited seating. So if you want to get seated, you can call me at 313-460-8272. Call me, John Telford, at 313-460-8272, or email me at drjohn T as in Thomas, ELFORD, EDD at AOL.com. That's Dr. John Telford, EDD at AOL.com. Phone number 313-460-8272. So, okay, Rado, tell me what made you want to start pursuing a music career.
Okay. I have a seat at the poetry thing, right? I have a seat now.
You will have it as soon as I get home.
Okay.
Yeah. You
All
don't.
right.
You don't have it yet. I got it. But you will have it by Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as when it comes to music, my dad was in the band. He played the keyboard. He played the guitar, trumpet. He played what else? He can play a bunch of stuff. So we lived on a street called Promenade. And I used to go down there and go downstairs when I should have probably been asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it kind of was like rooted
That's
to
the
me.
block behind Outer Drive.
Yeah, it's in the Finney Denby area.
Yeah, if I would have stayed in that area, I don't think I would have went to Southeastern.
Southeastern.
Wanted to, but
yeah.
So it kind of just rooted to me from my dad, and from there, my mom and my dad went through a divorce. And he gave me a couple of keyboards, and I kind of put them to use. And ever since then, I kind of just been doing music. And also, when I stayed on with my grandma, he was circle for a little bit. My uncle Mark, he pursued music also with my dad. So when I moved over there, it was still just running through, as far as the music. So it kind of just, man, I love hip hop music, so. It kind of just worked hand in hand. So my dad was probably my influence when it comes to being into music.
Yeah, I'm along here. I learned to play the violin at Esterbrook Elementary when I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That school isn't there anymore. Of course, it was torn down. But I'm along here. But I appreciate all kinds of music.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I teach poetry. I go around to the high schools and teach my poetry. And I have some kids who write the kind of verse that you write, for your music.
You know what? This is a true story. When I was I went to Remus Robinson Middle School.
Yeah.
And, I think the what you call it?
The riots. Is that when you did the poem?
Yeah. What was it, McGruff? What was the lady's name that was the leader?
I can't
board?
think of her name.
McGriff. I forget her name.
Deborah McGriff.
Deborah McGriff. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a poem with me and somebody else, and we actually won. And I was in the newspaper and everything. So
When you were at Remus Robinson.
I was at Remus Robinson, like
Okay.
11 years old. So yeah.
11
He
years
brought
old.
the riots and Rodney King. He quoted a line from Rodney King. Can we all just get along?
Yeah. So far, we haven't been getting along ever since. It's still a battle to try to get along. What high school did you go to?
I went to a high school called Lions Cruz.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it. Yeah, I know.
Harris Township.
Yeah, Lance Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well here, let's see what else. Because I got some questions. I don't know if you wrote these questions for me or your mother did, but
He wrote his own
he
questions.
did. Okay, well, very good.
I don't do his homework anymore.
Okay, you don't do his homework. You're not supposed to be doing his homework. You're supposed to be helping him with his homework.
Well, yeah,
not
I
doing
do
his
help him
homework.
with his lyrics though sometimes.
Oh,
sometimes.
well, that's good. That's good.
You didn't. Uh-oh.
It's good to have it's good to have a mother who's also a writer. That doesn't hurt. Okay, well, I already covered what city you were born and raised in. What was it like growing up in Detroit? How did you come up here, and what was it like? I can tell you what it was like for me, but that's a whole different story.
I get it. I mean, I think times have changed. In my opinion, I think growing up in Detroit was actually great. We used to go outside, play basketball, go with your friends.
How old are you?
40.
40. You see, this kid doesn't look 40. 40 years old. Okay, so keep talking.
I'm 41 in a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, I'm interrupting you though. So
You're all right.
tell me about your boyhood growing up in our hometown.
Yeah, we just I was the type of kid that just take the basketball and go outside and just dribble, link up with my friends, play basketball, play baseball, break windows, But the thing,
You already did that?
the thing was that you didn't have to worry about somebody shooting you or killing you or nothing like that.
Not then.
Not then. Even in my time,
Yeah.
So, and then we used to go to grandma's house a lot, and it was the exact same thing. I had childhood friends. We would go outside, ride our big wheels, play. Whatever, fire hydrant, open water, so for me growing up in Detroit was great,
Yeah. I loved growing up in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I still love Detroit, you know, but we got some problems now with all these shootings and
I agree.
yeah, you know, I belonged to a gang over on 16th Street, but it was an innocent gang. You know, we used to ring doorbells, you know, and then hide. Yeah, or we would take a rope and stretch it across the street. And when a car came by, we flipped the rope because we had an ash can tied on both sides of the street, and the car would go cling clang clang clang, and then the driver would jump out and chase us. Say, "You damn kids," you know. But we call that gang the Zone 8 gang because it was over in
Zone 8?
Yeah, Postal Zone 8.
Okay.
Because I grew up at 6021 16th Street near McGraw. But years later, like about 50 years later, there was another Zone 8 gang that had the same name. And I don't know if they remembered ours. It was years earlier, but they were not an innocent gang. They were they were doing some stuff. They were shooting in churches and everything else. But
you're watching WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like us, follow us, share us, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Also, the Senior Expo and Health Fair, Wellness Rocks, Saturday, August 27th, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There'll be live entertainment. It's at the Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center at 10 Pitkin Street in Highland Park, Michigan. Contact information, Ms. Rice at 313-349-0587.
So Rado, did you compete in athletics in high school?
I did a little track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little track, nothing too major. Just more so when I was like ninth grade, so I didn't really pursue it when I was a senior.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
What distance did you run?
What was it? It was so long gone, I don't even remember. Let me see.
Was it the short stuff or the long stuff?
Short stuff.
The short stuff. Yeah, that's what I ran. Here, I'm going to give you this, you know, because I'm trying to get a track built and over in Chandler Park, and I'm also that was me when I set a record in the UD Stadium years ago. That's the Detroit.
I listened to some of your interviews. Yeah. Okay.
Detroit native son.
Okay.
But we're trying to get track restored at Central Michigan University because they phased out the track program there. Lamar Lemons and I and a couple other folks are trying to do that. And we're also trying to get Wayne State's men's track program back because that was a program that got me educated.
It's big.
Yeah, well, it used to be. It's not. They don't even have men's track at Wayne anymore. We got to get it back because we got kids all over the city now running drugs instead of track. We got to get them out to the track program at Wayne State.
Yeah, my son actually runs track for his school. He goes to a school called Taylor Prep in Taylor.
Taylor, Michigan?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He runs track, so.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony.
Anthony, okay, your son Anthony.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me something what you think about music these days. You know, modern music. You know, what's your view on that?
Oh, music these days. Overall, abroad. I don't know. I don't think the singing is there anymore when it comes to the singing. I don't think the concepts are there. You know, I think we need to kind of get back to telling stories. Stronger stories.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak for the hip hop specter. When hip hop started like in the Bronx, and pretty much it was the stories that went on. That the neighborhood stories, the streets, stuff like that. Not necessarily the bad stuff in the streets, but just what went on in the urban neighborhoods. And I think that we're getting away from the storytelling. When I think about more of the R&B and everything, I think of the Motown, the suits matching, the dances and stuff like that. Kind of how it started. I think they're kind of getting away from it, and I think we need to get back to it. It was something about even like the Beatles, for example, was just everything on how they dressed and their songs and the concepts and the stories. We're getting away from that.
Mm-hmm. When did hip hop start? I mean, what year? When was that?
It was like 77, 78.
Was it?
Yes.
That late. You know, I had a quarter miler at Pershing High School when I was coaching there.
Okay.
His name was Tom Outlaw Jones, and he was he was rapping. He was rapping before there was such a thing as rap. He used to speak in rap. I could talk about him forever, but you know we're talking about you right now,
Gotcha.
Redo. And okay, so you think that music needs to be more storytelling? That's what I hear you
Well,
saying.
just more stronger concepts. You know, I just think, you know, especially with hip hop, I mean, how much sex can you talk about? How much, you know, shooting and killing and selling drugs can you talk about? There's more to life than just shooting, killing, selling drugs, sex, drinks, cars, jewelry.
No, some of your music does speak to some of those things. Am I right?
To a certain degree, but you'll get a whole plethora of things. You know, when you listen to an album of Young Rado, you're gonna get. I think more so my music is more about the people, everyday people, and what we go through and how we live. So, you know, if you have a lot of musicians talking about stuff people can't relate to, you know, I don't see how it's really affecting them. You know.
Is there a happy medium? Because I don't want to hear somebody singing about, well, a lot of them sing about how wealthy they are and what they have, and some of them are that, and then some of them are just singing that because I guess that's just what they want to sing about. Like, oh, I'm rich, because some of them are not. I know some that rap that are not rich, but that's what they sing about. So if they can't sing, if you don't think that they could sing about the killing, the drugs, the wealth, the lavish lifestyles, what's a happy medium for that? Excuse me.
I get that. I think that's, well, the killing is, I think it's just straight
Yeah,
poison.
we don't need to sing about that.
Yeah, I mean, that does nothing for the youth, and I'm big on the youth, like, you know, you're big on the youth.
Absolutely,
So,
it's
you
been
know,
my whole life, you know, working
yeah.
with kids.
So, I mean, as far when it comes to, I'll say, like, let me think. I have a song called "Make Sense." It talks about.
Wait, let me say something. He has an award-winning song called "Make Sense."
That's right. That's right.
And who's the award from?
Go ahead. That's your stuff.
It's a IMA Independent Music Awards, accredited
right.
out of New York. I won for best hip hop rap song.
All right.
Fan favorite.
All right. Fan favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most votes.
So when are we going to hear your music? Are we going
Would
to
you
hear?
like to hear something?
Yeah, let's
There you
hear.
go.
We got time before the. Yeah. Okay. Let's hear
As soon
some.
as this opens. This is the latest. That's my daughter.
Legends never die, yeah, 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 yeah. Legends only fly, yeah, 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 yeah. Never had to say goodbye, yeah, 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 yeah. Just look up to the sky, yeah, 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 yeah. Legends never die. Oh, no.
I got a call from a sheriff and he told me my dad was gone. They broke in his house, found him unresponsive in his home. I was at work in shock, thinking how could this be? The man that taught me how to be a man is gone and deceased. After that call, my mind went to memory lane of all the good times, bad times, the sunshine and the rain. A teardrop, I didn't get the chance to make things right, to make our family whole with love and peace, enjoying life. I give you credit for trying to be in your grandkids' life. Didn't like the way you did it, but the fact remains you tried. We could have been making hits. Dad and son, you and me, we should have learned to love despite our views and learned to disagree. I learned to make hit songs. I got that skill from you. I grew up watching you in your band. That's where I got the roots. When I hear your song, I know that we still together through your music, cause you're a legend and legends left.
Legends only fly, yeah, 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 yeah. Never had to say goodbye, yeah, 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 yeah. Just look up to the sky, yeah, yeah, yeah. Legends never die.
We'll stop
Hey,
it there.
yeah. The reason I shushed you because you were interfering with your own
Right, he was
music.
singing too.
Yeah.
I gotta start feeling it. Start feeling it.
Yeah. Well, I was feeling it too. You know, I've never been a particular fan of rap, but that was good. That was poetic.
Thank you.
And you know, rap is a legitimate art form now. I mean, it is legitimate.
Yeah.
At one point, you know, it was down there in the shadows, you know, but it ain't there anymore. So,
Underground.
this guy that you're listening to today, folks, you know, is a prominent local rapper. You know, he's from Detroit, Young Rado. And how can they get your stuff? How can
Just
I know that's another question way down here, but I'm going to ask it now.
You can just on any platform from Spotify to YouTube, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Tidal, all of them. You can just type in Young Rotto, and for that particular song, just type in "Legends Live Forever."
However, there's another Young Rotto. His stuff is horrible. So if you start listening and the music turns bad, that's not him.
Yeah.
There are two with that
Yeah.
name. How can that be?
I don't know. But he's switching his name to, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm switching to Young Rotto, the Godfather.
Young Rotto Godfather.
Yeah.
So was this guy before you or after you?
I
After
think
me.
After you. Well, he shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, and his music is horrible. And not just as a consumer, not just as his mother, I speak that, but as a consumer, I say that. Because I called him one day. I was like, what is this? He's like, that's not me, Mom. I was like, oh, because I was about to
Good
say,
Lord.
this is horrible. And
Yeah.
didn't he reach out to you and tell you to stop using that name?
It was something like that. I kind of forget the conversation. It was something more. It was more of a competition. It was like you gonna run yourself raggedy or something like that. I don't know, trying to outshine me, but neither here or there. Young Rotto, the Godfather, Legends Live Forever, and that song will pop up.
So he saw your name and started imitating you, basically, is what he did.
I'm not sure.
It's not an imitation.
Yeah, I can't really speak on the reason why he wanted to use it, but
Wow.
yeah, but we're working on that contractually to get that together.
Well, actually, imitation is a sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, but we don't want nobody thinking that that's him. So, because I will say this, like I said, not just saying that as his mother, because as his mother, I am his biggest critic. He will tell you
man.
that.
Fan and critic.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
it's been stuff. Do it over. That don't sound right. No, this, do this. I'm like, okay. And
Well, this guy's imitating you. I mean, that's all
Because if
pretty
he
good.
wouldn't, he'd be sounding like that guy.
no,
Yeah, reminds me of a story. You know, when I was running at Wayne State, I had this teammate, a kid named Ralph Williams, who came from the islands. He came from the islands of St. Kitts. And he used to sing, you know, with a guitar and sing all these calypso songs. And actually, he was banging all the white girls at Wayne State because they loved, you know, his singing. They loved the way he looked, and he was an athlete, you know. And but there was this other guy who grew up across the street from my grandmother on 12th Street, and he grew up in the hood. You know, I mean, he was a Detroiter. You know, he didn't come from the islands, but he started imitating Ralph Williams, the way he spoke, and he got himself a guitar, and he started singing calypso songs, and he pretended that he was from the islands.
girls.
Yeah, and he started getting some of the girls that Ralph was not with anymore. Interestingly, because I was with a lot of black girls at that time. You know, I was white and I was with black girls. Ralph was black; he was a white. As a matter of fact, he was on this relay team with me. We had me. I was the only white kid on that relay team. It was a very fast relay team. We were beating Michigan State. That was Wayne State in the old days. But the other two black guys were not as dark as Ralph. Ralph was very dark, and Ralph would say, "Man, I am not black. I am not a black man." You know, he didn't want to get lumped with us Detroiters, you know, who were talking, you know, with a southern accent and everything. He regarded himself as not black. So I don't know which one of us was blacker, me or him, because I was banging some black girls. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Okay, let me. I know that you like to tell stories in your music. So, does your music have a message?
It does. Well, this song right here that we just heard, called "Legends Live Forever," it was more so inspired because my dad passed away. Passed away a few years ago, and with COVID being strong and people passing away, it's just anybody who have relatives that pass away. It's hard. It's something to you. You know. It's
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So
I'm losing all my friends. I mean, 86 years old. I understand all about it. I lost my wife last year.
Yeah. So you know, it's when you normally when somebody passes away, you celebrate their life. You know,
Yeah.
what it's all about. So this song right here is more so the story of celebration. You know, their legends. You know,
You gonna do that song? Do we have it?
We just played
he's
it.
played it.
Oh, is that the one that you just played?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's the Legends Live Forever. That was about my dad. And
That was
you know,
about your dad. Okay, somewhere
anybody
or other
who
that
had-
escaped me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make Sense song was kind of more so about the everyday people working hard, and knowing that when you work hard, and you have something to show for it and all that type of stuff, it should be a good feeling, and we get away from that. It's not about like I say, the fancy stuff, the cars, the jewelry, and any of that. It's just about working hard, stacking your money, and
we'll play some of that one in a minute.
yeah, and building your life and having a good life, which people, and we come from the big three, the blue collar Detroit city, so that's kind of what that song's about.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
watching WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Also, the Senior Expo and Health Fair is Saturday, August 27th. There'll be live entertainment at the Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center, 10 Pickens Street in Highland Park, Michigan. It's a free event. You have any announcements, John?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to, this is a good announcement because I finally had a chance to talk again to Ari Ruttenberg from Mary Sheffield's office, and he did get in touch.
Yay.
Yeah, he got in touch with Isidore Baker, and he's going to try to help Isidore Baker. He also mentioned to me that Isidore Baker has a case manager named Claudia Sanford, who's got to get over and get Isidore a Social Security card. And Ari Ruttenberg is on top of that now. Finally, it has taken months. And I'm not blaming Ari because he came on the scene a little late. The first person who said she was going to help him was Latoshia Logan. And so it took a while. But the people have been calling me. I've been talking about this on WCHB too. My program on AM 1340 that airs Saturday mornings at 9:30 and Monday evenings at 6:30. I've been talking about it right along, and trying to get Mary Sheffield's office to act on it. And finally, Ari Ruttenberg is doing that.
That's good.
And I'm going to give. I'm going to give Isidore's number again, Isidore Baker's number, just in case anyone's listening to this, because I know a lot of you preachers listen to me on WCHB, and I don't know if you're listening to me on this show too, but anybody that gets over to help this guy, because all of his belongings were burnt in a fire, his identification. I mean, he's a non-person. He doesn't even have an official name, and he's a senior citizen named Isidore Baker, and his phone number is 248-445-9347. That's 248-445-9347. But Ari Ruttenberg from Mary Sheffield's office has now got on top of the Isidore Baker case, and also he's been in touch with Isidore Baker's case manager, Claudia Sanford. So they got to get him a Social Security card so he can, become a citizen again. I mean, he can't even vote. He can't get a bank account. He can't do any of this stuff. And we are interviewing young Rado today.
Yeah.
And I think we have another song that's coming up.
This is well, you introduced it as your stuff, even though I know it.
Yeah.
This is the song he entered in the. As soon as it opens, was it 2019 that he?
2019, yeah. It's called Make Sense.
I feel like I'm on bandstand. Yes, I got a nice beat. You can dance to it.
We gotta do this more often.
Yeah.
So I can't see the ground underneath my feet. Some gon' love me, some gon' hate me, and it all makes sense to me. It all makes sense.
It's your boy Young Rado, and yeah, I'm back with something to ride to chill back and relax. This song right here is for them go-getters who work hard all week to accumulate them figures, making moves towards your goals, focus on a better life, successful decision making moves that's right. The time is right now, no time for procrastination. You gotta handle your business despite of your situation. Everybody have problems, but it's all about the solution. Never lose your smile, stay strong and keep it moving. Can't please everybody, yeah, some people gonna hate. When you start to win, it's really when you're gonna see the fake. The one that said they happy for you, but in their heart, mind, and soul, they want you to fall. Man, they really hating on you. Getting the haters means the people envy your living. Just pray for them, stay focused, and keep handling business.
Left on every now. Homework done paid off. believing now. So I can't see the ground. Underneath my feet, some gon' love me, some gon' hate me, and it all makes sense to me.
What was,
It all makes sense to me.
what was the message there?
Don't go mint.
I shouldn't have given him the minute.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much working hard, staying focused, staying consistent, and also understanding that people will try to bring you down, if you let them, don't let them. Stay focused, stay consistent, handle your business,
Everybody not gonna see your dream, and that's so evident today. You can't get support from sometimes in your own household.
Yeah. But at the exact same time, just because they bring you down, just pray for them.
Yeah. Would you be interested in coming and sharing some of your rap with my poetry kids over at Frederick Douglass High School this fall?
I'd love to. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to put you on the agenda because
if you say youth, helping the youth,
that's what you'll be doing. That's what you.
there.
They would love to hear you. A lot of them would really love that. I think that would be a good thing. And I encourage any kind of poetry they want to write, including rap. I am not a rapper. I am a traditional poet. Rhymed, metered, and some of it is a blank verse that I write. Matter of fact, a lot of it I'm supposed to be advertising my stuff too. This is supposed to be a poetry. This is supposed to be a poetry show. This is my poetry book. Beat out old copy of it, The Lifelong Poetic Prancings of Mad John.
Okay.
And when I do this thing on over at the Yacht Club Friday, I'll probably be doing some of this, a couple of them, because I'm not the main poet there, but I will be doing
okay,
some.
You're doing something. I was going to ask you that question. Are you doing something? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be doing some.
Okay.
But I definitely want you to come and do some of your poetry with my kids.
I would love to.
Okay, they'll absolutely love it. Okay, let me name two things that you would like to change about Detroit as it relates to the music scene.
Support. I think we don't support each other enough as far as artists. One thing that I'm very big on is fan bases. So let's just say, for example, I'll be brief as I can.
No, you don't have to be brief. We got a whole half hour. No, we don't either. We got 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you have an artist, right? And the artist is performing at a show. You have their fan base. You have another artist. They have their fan base, and so on. How about all y'all guys networking together, supporting each other, and building your fan base? So now, not only do you have this fan base, now you have this fan base and this fan base, and that's how you build.
Yeah.
It takes people to build. So I think we need to stop. We have to just support each other and work with each other, and kind of just get rid of the hate and thinking I'm all that type of stuff, and just work together and support each other so we can build.
Well, you're talking my language now because that's what I'm trying to get to do in the schools.
Yeah.
Right now we have three entities that are kind of working against each other in terms of trying to teach our kids to read. And when you can coalesce and when you can cooperate, then you've got a better program all the way around. So we've got some people who are finger pointing at each other and saying, that's bad, I don't want to do that, and you're not doing this right. Oh, no. Everybody has something to contribute if we can all get together.
Exactly.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm running for the school board, because I want to get everybody working on the same page for these kids, because right now the kids can't read.
I think people think in music and all of that yours may be just as good as mine, but I don't want to support yours because then that's taken away from mine. And I think that's the mindset of everybody. When people don't need to understand, first, one thing, what's for you is for you. And two, there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
And three, if we're helping, what difference does it make how we helped? Just that we helped. Because your program may not fit Bobby, this one may, and this program may not fit Susie, and this one may. So people have to understand that there's more than one way to skin a cat, I guess, would be.
I agree.
Well, when we're helping kids, we got to put our egos at the door. Leave your ego at the door And if it's helping kids, it doesn't matter who it comes from,
Right.
as long as it's helping kids. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this Quick to Learn program and the Let's Read program functioning at the elementary level, and the Beyond Basics program, which has good evidence-based research for secondary at the secondary level. But there are folks that don't want to use this program, don't want to use that program, criticizing each other. That is not good for the children. If you are hearing this, and I know that a lot of folks listen to me on both stations, so let's get it all together, folks. And we're going to have young Rado over at Frederick Douglass, and maybe some of you principals might want to bring him over to your high schools as well, because I think he has a message for the kids that just goes beyond music, and that would be a really good thing if you would do that. How can they reach you personally, to get a hold of you, to invite you to do some of these things?
You can email me, youngrado@gmail.com.
Say it again.
Youngrado, that's YOUNGRADO @gmail.com.
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Young Rado, the Godfather.
You can reach out for all appearances.
Oh yeah.
Music.
Yeah, I love anything that has anything to do with helping the youth. I'm there. The youth is the future, pretty much. So it is. So
You got that right.
yeah. So
They are our future. Okay, you were talking about things you'd like to change about Detroit and the music scene. Anything else you got to say about that, on that topic?
Support and let me see what else. Another thing here. And we got to strategize better. We can't just keep thinking, okay, go to open mics, or we need to have an outlet somehow, some way. And I love to sit with some the big heads and come up with some ideas on how we can get more artists on a more national platform.
Okay.
Detroit is talented.
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah, Detroit, Motown.
Yes.
A really good friend of mine, Ben Piper, was my co-teacher. We were teaching when I was doing the poetry over at Southeastern last year, and he now has taken over the head job at the Motown.
Okay.
And that'd be a guy you might want to talk to. He's a real fine young man, Benjamin Piper. He was a teacher at Southeastern. We're going to miss him, in the DPS CD, but I think we'll be doing things with him there too. Okay, young Rado, rapper. Who are your musical influences? Who has influenced you, in the field of music?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, my dad has influenced me. Like I said before, as I was a little kid, I used to sing.
I'm talking about musicians, though.
Oh, musicians?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I think Nas. You ever heard of Nas?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have.
I had to ask you. You're not really big on the rap, but had to ask.
Yeah, I've heard of
I
him.
think-
John's cool. He's
Yeah,
hip.
gotcha. Yeah, Nas was a big influence. I think he's more of a poet and tells great stories. Let me see who else. More so in hip hop. Austin Notorious Big was a big influence also.
Okay.
I was more of a I dig his music a lot. He told really good stories. Let me see who else. And Tupac. Tupac was a big influence also. And also Tupac was one of the first hip hop artists that actually branched off. Well, not really with Kid and Play and all that, but branched off and did movies and did other ventures also. So, but musically though, those three really influenced me.
What about that white kid? My godson taught him. He made a movie. I'm trying to think of his name. Eminem. Yeah. What about him?
I like Eminem.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, I think Eminem was a very, very good top tier. He's top tier.
I would like to see rappers do more poetry that has a moral sense and a political bent.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, we are in a situation where the Retrumplicans are trying to take over the country and take away our democracy. So, if you, young Rado, could compose some rap that attacked this idea of taking away our democracy. I do that with my poetry in this book here, but I'm going to have a whole heck of a lot more of it in my next poetry book, which is going to be called Athletes, Activism, and Apple Boughs.
Okay,
And that's about
okay.
athletes, and it's about my experience with the young ladies, apple boughs. But in the middle part of it, though, activism, that's really what I'm about.
Okay.
That's what I've been about my whole life, and I think that activism, in a political sense, in a progressive sense, is more and more needed now in this country. And every artist who is worthy of the name needs to join that army, man. We need to start getting on that topic, because we got the global warming, we got this war in the Ukraine,
Yeah, that's terrible.
So much going on.
yeah, and
That's
137 fascists in Congress. That if we don't defeat them, we're going to be in real trouble. I'm really glad that Sri Tanadar, by the way, got elected.
You're watching WJZZ Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And also, the Senior Expo and Health Fair is Saturday, August 27th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be live entertainment. It's at the Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center at 10 Pickens Street in Highland Park, Michigan. And the event is free, so stop by, check it out.
And I mentioned, that I'm glad that Sri won, and I think he's going to represent us very well in the 13th district. But I also have to say, I was in a difficult situation, because Sam Riddle was running, Sherry Gaten Yogo was running, Sharon McPhail was running, and these folks are all my friends, So it was really difficult. I had them all on, though. I got to say, everybody came on the show, and
I think Sam had a lot of good things to say.
Oh, Sam had a great show last week, and we're going to have the Supreme Court Justice on next week. Richard Bernstein, and he's going to be superb. The blind justice. Justice should be blind too, but Richard Bernstein, maybe physically blind, but he certainly isn't blind in any other way, and that is one smart guy.
I've always admired him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him coming on, man.
So join these next two questions together. Your artistic ingredients that you use when making a song, and what projects are you working on?
I think when it comes to making a great song, you have to listen to the production. You have to have a great production. You have to just sit down, listen to it, hear where it's coming from, and then from there, you can start writing. Once you get your concept, you put your concept together. And the way I write songs is, I may write 4 or 5 lines, a month later come back to it, be thinking like, wow, that makes it. So when I do that, it comes out better as far as the my message, what I'm saying, stuff like that. Yeah. So you got the great beat that you handpicked craftily. You got lyrics that you worked on and had the words come to you, the right words. I have an engineer I go to. I sit down with him and I listen to every beat, kick, snare, hi-hat, tom, cymbal, whatever it may be. And I get it to the way I want it. And I think once it's all said and done, you have a great product. So you really have to work hard on the lyrics, super hard. Handcraft, pick production. And, sit with your engineer and make sure it sounds the way that you want it to sound.
Okay, so all right.
As far as my next project, I have an album I'm working on called Seen It, Lived It, Done It. That's my next project.
What's that mean? Seen it, lived it, done it. Talk a little bit about.
Well, I mean, what I'm talking about in this album is topics that I've seen, I live, or I've done it.
Name a topic.
I have a song called How I Do, and pretty much it talks about things I've been through as far as maybe like some street stuff, things I've done as far as maybe like
What street stuff?
Yeah, you got your mother sitting here. You know what? He got to let it all hang out. This is a show, you
There you
know.
go. I mean, I ain't on the block, you know, nothing like that. But you know, it's some things I've done. You know, I mean, I have kids, so you know, I raise them. I try to raise them to the best of my ability. So I talk about that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
You know, seen it. You know what I'm saying? Living it, and I'm doing it, done it. Let me see what else. Let me see what else. Ooh. Legends Live Forever be on my album. That's by my dad. Let me think. Man, it's just a bunch of topics. What's the song? Let me tell you. Another song.
You know, you
Black
talked
Kings,
about your artistic ingredients. I wasn't quite sure I totally understood what that meant. You know, when you're writing a song, what are your artistic ingredients? You know, when you're writing a song, those are your words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I give you an example. Let's just say, I'll be. How about this? If it make any sense. If I have a song about the sun, right? The sun out. I'm gonna go outside and look at the sun and analyze the sun.
Don't look straight at it, though.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm gonna look at it from an angle,
Yeah.
or this angle, or that angle, and I'm gonna give you what I think the sun is about. If, you know what I'm saying? That making any sense. So
So that's the ingredient.
the ingredients, and
Okay.
I may go out right when the sun is setting. I may go out when the sun is rising.
Just
I may,
to see where
just
it's
to,
at.
just to see the angles of it. So those are the ingredients. I'm just
So,
yeah.
as we wrap it up, got a couple minutes. Are there any artists you wish you could work with locally or on a national level? And then tell us where we can find you.
Locally, I would love to work with Eminem. I would love to work with Eminem. Like you say, I think he's brilliant. I think he's real brilliant. I think we can make something historic together. As far as national, I guess he's national
He's
too.
national,
But he's
yeah.
local.
Oh,
also.
he's national and local.
Yeah, so Eminem more so. As far as when it comes to national, I would love to work with Bruno Mars. I think me and Bruno Mars can make some very, very good music together.
Okay, my godson Rick Woodrow was his teacher. You know, at in Warren, and I think he might even still be in touch with him. I'll find out. But
Okay.
I got to do my. Can I do my last poem?
Your last
Okay, because I always got to do this. Everybody vote Democratic. You know, whatever you voted before, you got to vote straight Democratic. And I wrote this poem that I called "The Turd That Hasn't Flushed." Actually, the original title was "Uncivil Warfare," and I wrote it on January the 6th, 2021, the day that the Capitol building was taken over. On this evil and fatal occasion of the Capitol building invasion, the traitor Trump's collusion demands his execution. God yet hasn't pushed the lever on the traitor Trump forever. And when he does, it is only to be hoped that the lever is that of the gas chamber. But you know it's not going to be the gas chamber, but at least let it be the lever on a prison door, because that's where this sucker belongs. And we got to get him there. Okay.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at young_Rado_the_Godfather. Find me on Facebook, Young Rado the Godfather. Type in Young Rado the Godfather and you'll be able to find me on all platforms.
On WJZZ Detroit
Send this book to you.
Internet
You got a
Television,
pen?
coming to you live every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. Also streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Contact Dr. Telford at 313-460-8272. That's 313-460-8272. Or at Dr. John Telford, EDD, at AOL.com. That's DrJohnTelford, EDD, at